Yeah, thank you for joining. Yeah, so today I just want us to talk just a chip chat about facing our guts. So I did a video about natural ways we can face our gut and signs that shows our gut is unhealthy. That's my latest video, so you can go watch it because you get one or two out of it. It's a very good and interesting video to watch. Yeah, because our gut is very important. Our gut is very important. Our gut, that's the tube that starts from our mouth then to our anus. It does a lot of things in our body. It helps our immune system, it helps control our immune system, it helps control our sleep, it helps control our cravings. It does a lot, even our sleep. It helps in controlling our sleep. Yeah, so we'll just be having a chip chat about visiting our gut. Yeah, hi, my name is Choma Gloria. Yeah, so in this channel, I talk about healthy habits. I make them simple. Yeah, and also other great and exciting topic and informative topics. I also do talk about them. Yeah. So if it's the first time, you're highly welcome. I'm also a biomedical technologist. Yeah. So please subscribe. Yeah. And most importantly, hit the notification bell so that whenever I put out those healthy habit made simple, you'll be among the first to see it. Yeah. So we're just talking about that our gut health is going to be a chip chat. Yeah. So as you're joining, thank you for joining. Just let me know in the comment section. Just say hi in the comment section. Let me know who is joining. Thank you for joining. Yeah. So it's just a chip chat about our gut health because I did a video. My latest video is all about signs you get to know that shows that your gut is unhealthy and how you can fix it naturally. Yeah. So in this life, I'm just gonna be saying some few things from that video. Yeah. So our gut is that tube that starts from our mouth then to our anus. So it helps a lot in our body. Our gut helps in controlling our food, our sleep. It helps in controlling our cravings. It helps in controlling our immune system. It helps also in absorption. So it does a lot. Our gut does a lot for us. So that's why I felt the need to talk about we taking care of our gut. When you notice some of those signs and symptoms I talked about in that my latest video, when you begin to notice those signs and symptoms, yeah, it's good for you to just try to fix them. Yeah, and there are a lot of natural way we can actually fix our gut. There's a lot of ways we can fix them, and one of them which I talked about was to eat more of fiber. Yeah, it's very important that we take in more of fiber. A lot of times we eat a lot, you are full every time, but then the food you are eating it doesn't contain those things that will help your body build. Because like I said in that video, we have the good gut bacteria, we have the bad gut bacteria, and the good gut bacteria, they feed on those good meals that helps our body to grow, that helps our organs to form well. Yeah, but those bad gut bacteria, what they do is they eat those food that that can cause issues for us. For example, like the sugar. The bad gut bacteria, they feed on sugar. They feed on those ultra processed food, and when they feed on those things, they like, for example, sugar. Hello, underwater boil, thank you for joining. Hi, thank you so much for joining, I appreciate. Yeah, so just like as I was saying, I'm still talking about we taking care of our gut health. Yes, it's very important because when we are eating food that are not good for the gut health, of course, the bad gut bacteria will pick it. And when our bad gut bacteria pick those food, like for example, sugar, it consume the sugar and then it starts craving for more because it's sweet. And when they start craving for more, you also will start craving for more sugar. And when you crave for more sugar, of course, it can cause issues for you. That's when you see people are complaining of blood sugar, this, that. So it's good for us to feed those good gut bacteria. When we feed the good gut bacteria, of course, that means we are taking care of our gut. Yeah. So that's the reason I'm making this video. Hi, Zion Pile. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. I appreciate. Thank you for joining. Hi, I can see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah. So as I was saying, I was still talking about we fixing our gut. That's the gastrointestinal tract. It's good for us to fix it. It's good for us to eat food that will help us fix our gut. I was talking about we taking more of fibers instead of taking much sugars, instead of eating food that has a lot of sugar, instead of eating the ultra processed food too much. We should focus on eating more of fibers. Hi, thank you for joining. Please don't forget to hit the like button, please. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, so it's better we are eating things that contains more fiber. Also, we are eating the fermented food because it goes a long way to help, because we don't want to be feeding the bad gut bacteria. We only want to feed our good gut bacteria so that it will end up helping our gut health. Yeah, so that's what I was talking about. So it's good for us to eat more fibers. And when we are talking about fibers, we're talking about your grains. You take more of anything green. Is it your carrots? Is it your vegetables? Is it your tomatoes? Those ones are rich in fiber. So when you're taking those food that are rich in fiber, it goes a long way to help your gut. Yeah, it helps your gut, it rebuilds your gut. Yeah. So if you're noticing things like maybe bloating, noticing things like constipation, you're always tired every time, and then you don't know what the problem is, of course, you should try to fix these things with, you can fix them naturally by paying attention to what you take into your body, what you eat, what you consume. Yeah, by watching what you consume, then it goes a long way to help in taking care of your gut health. Yeah, so it's good for us to take in more fibers. Like you can decide to, in the morning as you're making your tea, you make some sauce. You ensure there's a lot of vegetables inside. You add your green leaf. Make sure it's rich in fiber. Yeah, that will go a long way to rebuild your gut health. Yeah. And also it's good for us to reduce our intake of sugar. Yeah, we should reduce our intake of sugar, and also ultra processed food. Sugar is sweet. A lot of us will like sugar, yeah, but it's good you watch it, watch how the level of sugar you're taking in. You should watch food. A lot of people these days they eat out. For me, I think eating home food, homely prepared made food is way better, because you actually know the quantity of sugar you're adding to your meal. You know the quantity of spice you're adding to your food. You know exactly the quantity of whatever it is you're adding to your meal. And also you know the quantity of veggies you need. You know everything. So it's better when you're preparing this meal by yourself than when you are going out to buy an already prepared meal. You don't know how it was prepared. You don't know what was put inside. Yeah, so it's better we reduce our eating of ultra processed food, and then we'll make our meals. Ensure you're adding more fibers. Ensure you're adding those chia seeds. It goes a long way to help. Yeah, even the oats. Eating oats is very good. Oat is good for your gut health because it's rich in fiber. Yeah, it's very rich in fiber. Thank you for joining. Yeah, you can say hello. Let me know who is joining. At least I can give a shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, because our gut does a lot for us. Our gut does a lot for us. Our gut works. That's why you see that there's a diagram I put in my latest video. You can go watch it out. I was talking about it shows the connection between the gut and the brain. So they work together. You see, they work together. That's why when there's an inflammation in the gut, it shows in the skin. It shows in the skin. You will see it maybe through rashes and all those in the skin. That's because there's a connection between it and the brain. So it triggers inflammation in your body when there's an imbalance in your gut, when the gut is unhealthy, it shows in your body. Yeah, so it's very good for us to take care of our gut because our gut is in charge, as in it helps in controlling our mood, it helps in controlling our sleep, it helps in controlling our absorption of food absorption, it also helps in controlling our immune system. So we should take care of it. Yeah, we should take care of it. And the natural ways we can take care of it are what I've mentioned, which is eating more fiber, adding fermented, make sure you're adding those fermented food, any food that is fermented like the yogurt. Yogurt is very rich. uh, it feeds your good gut bacteria. Yeah, so any meal you know that will feed your good gut bacteria is good. You're taking them more fibers, grains, tomato. Make sure you're adding those tomato in your meals. The chia seed, make sure you're adding it to your sandwich, to your smoothie. You're adding it to ensure you're getting all the healthy nutrients you need to fix your gut. Yeah, because our gut goes a long way to help us. Without the gut, sometimes you can even reason it. You think about it. Without your gut, how will you be able to digest food? How will you be able? It does a lot for us. Even when you crave for things, you don't know why you're craving for things. It's as a result of your gut, because it helps in controlling your cravings, every other thing. Yeah, so it's very important that to take in meals that will feed our good gut bacteria and not feed the bad gut bacteria. Because when we feed the bad gut bacteria, we cause problem for ourselves, because it can trigger some inflammations in our body, and we don't want that. So the best is for us to eat food or add in our meals those things that will feed our good gut bacteria. Yeah, I've given an example like eating more of um, food that contains fiber, that are rich in fiber, food that are rich in also the fermented food. They go a long way to help. Yeah, things like your grains, things like your tomatoes, things like banana, they are rich in fiber. Things like oats, they are rich in fiber. Yeah, so that those are the meals we should consume more. That especially if you're having those issues, those symptoms I talked about in my last video. Yeah, so if you're noticing those symptoms like bloating, you get tired easily, constipation, those things, if you're noticing those signs, it means there's an imbalance in your gut and you just need to fix it. And fixing it means you're going to be taking things that are rich in fiber, things that those fermented food. Yeah, they are very good because they will go a long way to feed your good gut bacteria. Yeah, go a long way to feed your good gut bacteria. Thank you for joining. Hi, hi. Yeah, so it's good for us to take those meals when we are eating. We add those things, those things that will make our food more healthy for our body, that can build our gut. Yeah, it's very good. And also we reduce our intake of sugar. Sugar causes a lot of problem. Yeah, it causes a lot of problem for humans. And also knowing that sugar feeds our our bad gut bacteria, is best you reduce your intake of sugar. Of course, we need sugar in our body, but you should know the amount of sugar you are taking, because when you take it in excess, it causes issues for you. Because when you take it sugar in excess, then the bad gut bacteria, they keep feeding on that sugar. And when they keep feeding on that sugar, they begin to crave for more of it. And then that's when it becomes a problem for your body. Yeah, so it's best for us to take in more of those things that can feed our good God bacteria. Yeah, and also we reduce our intake of ultra processed food. We should reduce our intake of ultra processed food because it's better you are preparing your meals yourself. It goes a long way to help. When you are preparing your meals, you're eating a homely prepared meal because at least you know the quantity of things you're adding to your meal. Is it maybe you're making your tea, you know the quantity of sugar you're adding to your tea. You just know the way you want it. So you add what you want. Yeah, so it's way better than getting tea, like getting a cup of tea from maybe outside. You don't know the amount of sugar that was added into it. And because you know everyone likes sweet things, when you see those ones that are sweet, you just finish it. You won't even bother to ask or to check the quantity of sugar. You finish it because it's sweet. Yeah, but when you're making these things yourself, you tend to reduce the quantity. You make it just the way you want it. Just the way you want it. So it's good when we are eating more of homely prepared meals instead of eating out, and even those ultra processed food like those processed chips packed those mass production meals. Yeah, so it's good we focus on increasing our fiber, especially when you notice those signs I talked about. When you begin to notice those signs, it's best you take in more fibers. Yeah, those vegetables, chia seed, the and then oats goes a long way to help us because it feeds your good gut bacteria. Yeah, so that's it about the gut. Our gut it's more than digestion. It doesn't just digest our food. It also helps in a lot of things. It helps control our immune system. It controls our cravings. It controls our mood. It controls even our sleep. Yeah, so it's very important to take care of our gut. It's very important to take care of our gut health. Yeah, very, very important. Very important. So let's talk briefly about those signs I mentioned. The signs that shows that your gut is unhealthy or there's an imbalance in your gut. So one of them is like I talked about in that video. One of those signs is when you're feeling bloated, as you're having a big tummy, bloating, constipation, those are signs of unhealthy gut. Those are signs of an unhealthy gut. Even there's what is it called? Asthma. Also asthma. Yeah. Those are signs of an unhealthy gut. Sometimes when those rashes they shows in your bodies, when there's an inflammation in your gut, it triggers those things on your skin, like the rashes, the acnes, and the flare ups. Yeah, so it's good for us to take care of our gut by eating healthy, eating meals that are rich in fiber. Yeah, and also fermented food. Yeah, it goes a long way to help. It goes a long way to help. Yeah, it goes a long way to help. Of course, you don't want the bad gut bacteria to be in charge. Yeah, you don't want the bad gut bacteria to be in charge because the bad gut bacteria they only feed on those sweetening things like sugar. And when you are eating it in excess, it's a problem. Yeah, it's a big problem because when you eat it too much, those bad gut bacteria they keep craving for more. They keep craving for more. And when they crave for more, you tend to consume more of that thing, and then you cause problem for yourself. Yeah, so sugar it's not that we don't need sugar. Of course, we need sugar in our body, but then we should, when we are taking our sugar, we should make sure we are checking the quantity and ensure we are not doing it in excess. Yeah. But things like fiber, we should eat more of them. It goes a long way to help. We should take more of it. Yeah. Our gut, it goes a long way to help because there's a connection between our gut and the brain. There's a connection between our gut and the brain. That's why it also helps in controlling our sleep. It also helps in controlling our mood. Yeah, because there's a connection with the gut and the brain. Yeah. And also most of the hormones that works in our body, the gut, they are produced in the gut. Yeah, the serotonin, 90% of it is produced in the gut. So just imagine when you are not taking care of your gut health. That means you'll be having, that's why you see those people having a lot of mood swings. They don't really know what is going on. Yeah, but those are triggers from an unbalance or unhealthy gut. Yeah, it comes from there. Yeah, for example, you already know that 90% of the serotonin, which are the neurotransmitters, the hormones, are produced in the gut, are produced in the gut. So when there's an issue with your gut, when you have an issue with your gut, it means your mood, it will affect your mood, it will affect a lot of things in your body. Yeah, because that's where majority of the hormones that carries out vital roles in our body are produced. So when there's a problem with it, it's our mood that takes the hit. Yeah. So let's care for our guts. It's very important that we care for our guts. It's very, very important that we care for our guts. Yeah, because if our guts produce the serotonin, which is those neurotransmitters that carry out a lot of vital roles in our body, it means we should take care of it. Because if the gut has any issue now, if it begins to develop any issue or there's an imbalance, that way it will affect our mood. Our mood will be affected. Yeah. It will hit on our mood. So it's very good that we take care of our gut health. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're taking more of the fiber. There's food that are rich in fiber, and also the fermented. Add more fermented food, yeah, to your meal. Like things like yogurt is very, very, very good because it contains, those fermented foods. They contain those bacteria that are good for your gut health. It's good you're taking in more of those things that will rebuild your gut health instead of, yeah. Hi, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So it's very important that we take care of our gut health. It's very, very important that we take care of our gut health. Oh, sorry. Let me check. Yeah, I was just checking some. Yeah, so I'm back. So for someone out there who is saying, what is this gut she's talking about? What is gut? So our gut is That tube that starts from our mouth then to our anus. It's, that's where we have our esophagus, the esophagus, the small intestine, the stomach, and the large intestine. Yeah. So it plays a lot of roles in our body. It helps in controlling our mood, it helps in controlling our sleep, it helps in controlling our, our immune system, even our cravings. Yeah, so we should try to take care of our gut health. Make sure you're taking more fibers. Make sure you are eating food that contains a lot of fiber. Yeah, food that contains a lot of fiber. It goes a long way to help. It goes a long way to help. And also, let me quickly chip in this for people who have increase in blood sugar, because I'm talking about the gut health, and I also talked about how the bad gut bacteria feed on sugar. So when you're taking in more of sugar, you're feeding your bad gut bacteria, and you don't want to be feeding that, because when you feed the bad gut bacteria, they cause issue for you. They can cause issue for you. Thereby, they trigger inflammation in your body. They begin to crave more for that sugar. And when they crave more for that sugar, you begin to crave more for it. And then you end up taking more of that sugar, thereby causing problem for yourself. Yeah. So it's better you reduce your intake of sugar. You reduce your intake of sugar, and instead you should eat a food that's rich in fiber instead, even the proteins, because they keep you stronger, and even they last longer in your body. But things that have too much sugar, they crash easily. Yeah. So ensure you're taking food that are rich in fiber, and also the fermented food. It goes a long way to build your gut health. It goes a long way to build your gut health. Yeah. So if you pick nothing out of the life, you should pick that you should eat food that are rich in fiber. Make sure you're adding enough grains to your meal. Make sure you're adding enough grains. Make sure you're adding enough tomatoes. Make sure you're adding enough. You're eating also bananas, those nice things that are rich. It goes a long way to help. It goes a long way to help. So ensure you're adding them. Yeah, just like the picture you see on my screen, make sure you're taking more of the grains, tomato, bananas. These are rich, they're very rich in fiber. They're very rich in fiber. So ensure you're adding them to your meal. Yeah. Like seed also, it goes a long way to help with the gut health. Things like oats. Yeah, oat is very good also. It's rich in fiber. Very rich in fiber. So should ensure you're adding it also to your meal. It's very good. Yeah, so those things that are rich in fiber, ensure you are adding it to your meal. It goes a long way to help in your gut health. Mm. But things like sugar is a no-no. If you're the type that likes sugar too much, try to reduce it. Try to reduce it, because sugar, when you're taking too much, every time that means you're making your bad gut bacteria to crave more of it. Yeah, and when they crave more of it, you cause problem for yourself, because you also will be taking more of it. You'll be craving more of it. You take more of it, and thereby you cause issue for yourself. And I believe no one wants to cause problem for their guts. We all want our body, our organs, every part of our system to be good. So it's good for us to eat right. Yeah, make sure you're checking your diet, checking what you're eating, ensure you are getting enough vitamins, minerals. You're getting all it takes to feed your good gut bacteria. Mm. You feed them more. Because when you're feeding more of the bad gut bacteria, it causes issues for you. Inflammation triggers You having anxiety, stress, bad mood. You don't want to experience all that. So it's best you're feeding your good gut bacteria more by taking in more fiber, food that are rich in fiber, food that are those fermented foods. It goes a long way to help. Yeah, it goes a long way to help. Just as you can see on the screen, you see things like cucumber, things like tomatoes. They're very rich in fiber, very, very rich in fiber. So you can ensure you're adding them more in your meals. Mm. Add them more in your meals. It goes a long way to help. Actually goes a long way to help. Hi, thank you for joining. You can say hello. At least let me know who is joining. Thank you for joining. So we're talking about our gut health, how we can fix our gut health, because our gut does a lot of things for us. That's the gastrointestinal tract that contains our esophagus, the stomach, the small intestine, and the large intestine. So we're talking about how we can fix it and make it healthy and make it more balanced. Yeah. And one of the ways I talked about is you adding more fibers to your meal. Adding more fibers to your meal. So things like what you're seeing on my screen, tomatoes, things like your grains, your chia seed. You can add chia seed in your smoothies. Yeah, it goes a long way to help because they are very rich in fiber. They're very rich in fiber. Yeah, you can take your oat. Oat is very rich in fiber also. Yeah, so those are ways we can take care of our gut health. Yeah. So if you're that type of person that easily gets tired, mood swings here and there, and you don't know, just it might be your gut health. Yeah. So natural ways to fix them are what I'm just sharing here, which are taking more food meals that contains fiber, then those fermented food goes a long way to help. Yeah. So also, I talked about reducing your intake of sugar. Yeah, because when you're taking more of sugars, you're feeding your gut, you're feeding your bad gut bacteria. And when you feed them too much with sugar, they begin to crave more of it. And then you also will crave more of it. And when you take more of it, you cause issue for yourself. You cause issues for your body. You begin to trigger inflammations. You begin to trigger mood swings. You begin to trigger a lot of things. Yeah, so you don't want to be the one um, feeding more of those bad gut bacteria, but rather you should feed more of the good gut bacteria because those are the ones that will help your gut stay healthy. Yeah, it goes a long way to help your gut stay healthy. The gut actually does a lot for us. Our gut, when they say gut, you're like, what is this gut? Someone was telling me, do you mean when they say give you that gut? It's not that gut I'm talking about. I'm talking about the gut that is from the gastrointestinal tract. That's the one I'm talking about. Gastrointestinal tract. That's that tube, the tube that starts from our mouth. That tube that starts from our mouth. You have those esophagus. You have the stomach, the small intestine, large intestine, down to the anus. That's the one I'm talking about. The gut. So it helps a lot because there's a connection between the gut and the brain. So that's why you see when there's an imbalance in the gut, people they begin to get some inflammations, rashes here and there. Some get mood swing, become become. So there's a lot of connection between the brain and the gut. Yeah. So when you begin to notice those imbalance, those signs, those symptoms like bloating, constipation, when you begin to notice more of those things, indigestion, when you're having digestion issues, those are signs that there's an imbalance in your gut. Those are signs that your gut is unhealthy. Yeah. So treating them or fixing them is what I'm talking about in this video, which is fixing them in the natural way. And one of them is adding more fiber to your meal. Like I said earlier, make sure you're eating food that are rich in fiber, food that are fermented. They go a long way to feed your good gut bacteria. Yeah, they feed your good gut bacteria. Hi, thank you for joining. Please hit the like button. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate. They feed your good gut bacteria, the rich fiber meals, food. Yeah. But when you are taking things like too much sugar, too much ultra processed food, those ones, they feed more on the bad gut bacteria. Yeah. They feed more on the bad gut bacteria. And you don't want to. Yeah. So when you begin to feel those symptoms like bloating, constipation, those digestion issues, we begin to feel a problem with your skin. So most times it's as a result of an imbalance in your gut. Yeah, it's as a result of an imbalance in your gut. So it's very important that we take care of our gut health by eating right. So you're adding more fibers to your meal. Add more fibers to your meal. Fermented food go a long way to help also. Yeah. So in my next video, if you've not watched my latest video, please go and watch it. You'll enjoy that video. Go and watch it. You'll get the detailed information about how you can fix your gut, and then all the signs I listed, all the signs that shows there's an issue with your gut, or that shows there's an imbalance in your gut. You should go watch that video. You'll learn a lot from that video. So try to watch it. And my next video, the one I'll be uploading very soon, I'll be talking about how you can balance your blood sugar, natural way to balance your blood sugar, not making it to increase, because when your glucose level increases, it causes a lot of issues. So that's how you can balance it in my next video. Yeah, so anticipate, anticipate, because here we talk mostly about healthy habits, and also we talk about other informative. We also talk on some informative topics that you can learn one or two from. Yeah, so on this live, I'm just talking about, it's just a chip chat. It's not like a professional kind of video, but just a chip chat regarding my last video. I talked about the gut health. Yeah. So when you're getting those symptoms I talked about, things like bloating, things like you feel tired, you don't even know where it's coming from, you feel anxious, you feel mood swing. Yeah, those things are gut related in most cases. Yeah, so if you're noticing those things, you should just help yourself naturally. You don't need to do too much. Just more fibers to your meal, eating more fermented food. It goes a long way to help. Yeah, it goes a long way to help. So that's just a little thing. I just said, let me come here so we can chat about it. So hi, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. If you've learned anything from what I'm saying from this live, you can just put it in the comment section. Let me hear what you want us to talk about. Yeah, thank you for joining. And also, you can let me know where you are joining from. Mm. Me, I'm based here in South Africa. I'm based in South Africa. Yeah, so we should try to ensure we are keeping our gut healthy. We should feed more of the good gut bacteria instead of feeding the bad gut bacteria often. Because when you do that often, they crave more for that thing and then they cause issues for you. And you don't want to have any health issue or any issue with your gut health. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you. If you're joining now, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Please let me know where you're joining from. I'm in South Africa. Yeah, so I'm just talking about how we can take care of our gut health because our gut goes a long way to help. It helps in controlling our mood, it helps in controlling our sleep, it helps in controlling our immune system, it helps in controlling our digestion. So it's not just about digesting food. Yeah, it does a lot. Our gut does a lot for us. Mm, it does a lot. When there's an issue in your gut, there's a lot of issue. When you see people with big tummy, bloating, constipation, and all that, a mood swing here and there, those things are triggers from an unimbalanced or an unhealthy gut. Yeah, so an unhealthy gut can trigger those signs and symptoms. Yeah, so it's very good we take care of our gut health by eating more of fiber, adding more fibers to our meal, and then eating fermented food. It goes a long way to help. It goes a long way to help. Yeah, it goes a long way to help. So I believe after this live, you'll be adding more fibers to your meal. Whenever you are eating, no matter what you are eating, make sure you're adding more greens to it. It could be your cucumber, it could be your carrots. Yeah, it could be even your fresh tomatoes. It goes a long way to help. Yeah, it goes a long way to help. And then you ensure you're reducing your intake of sugar. You don't eat too much of sugar because when you do that too much, it can cause problems for you because your bad gut bacteria, they will keep craving for more, and then you too will be craving for more. And when you crave more of it, you eat more of it, you cause problem for yourself. You don't want to do that. So if you eat more fibers, what you're seeing on my screen right now, eat more of fibers. Fiber rich meal, they go a long way to heal your gut health. Yeah, they go a long way to heal your gut health. Mm, 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 mm. So ensure you're taking care of your gut health by eating more fibers. Because imagine if 90% of the hormones, neurotransmitters that helps in lot of vital roles in our body are made in the gut. 90% of it are made in the gut. That means if there's an issue with your gut, it means you have a problem. That means it affects a lot of things in your body, your mood, your sleep, your immune system, your cravings. It goes a long way to affect them. So make sure you're taking fiber, more fiber, fermented food, less of sugar, less of food. It goes a long way to help. Goes a long way to help. Yeah, thank you for joining. You can put in the comment section. Have you ever had things like that, like bloating, constipation? Have you ever felt that way, like you're having mood swing, you don't know what is wrong with you? Have you ever been in such situation, like, and how long did it happen to you before you got yourself back? You can let me know in the comment section. Yeah, so it's just a live, just a cheap chat talking about you it taking in more fibers, taking in more fermented food, adding it to your meal in order to rebuild your gut health. Yeah. So that's all we're talking about in this live. So if you've not watched my latest video, try to try to watch it. Try to watch it because you learn the symptoms, the signs of an unhealthy gut. You learn about the natural ways you can heal or rebuild your gut health. They are all packed in that video, my latest video. So ensure you watch it. Ensure you watch that video. Ensure you watch that video. So it's very important. Gut health is important because it plays a lot of roles in your body. And there's a connection with the gut and the brain. They work together. So it's very important that you take care of it by eating right. Yeah, make sure you're eating right. It goes a long way to help. It goes a long way to help. It wasn't music. I don't know why this song is coming to my lips, but it was worth it. But it was worth it. Hi, thank you for joining. So I'm talking about the gut health. I don't know why a song just entered my lip and I started singing. Yeah, so it's just a cheap chat. It's not like a professional kind of life. It's just a cheap chat talking about which fixing our gut health by eating more fibers and less of sugar, less of ultra processed food, but more of fiber, more of fermented food. It goes a long way to help in rebuilding our gut health. Yeah. So ensure you're adding them more grains. You're taking your oats, your chia seed. You can add your chia seed more in your smoothie. Yeah, they go a long way to help. A long way to help. So ensure you're adding them more in your meal. Ensure you're adding them more in your meal. It goes a long way to help. It goes a long way to help. That's why you're seeing in the background, there's a lot of grains you're seeing, rich, because green is rich. You can see it's very healthy, rich in fiber, rich in fiber. So ensure you're taking more of it, more fiber, more fermented food, less of sugar, less of sugar, less of ultra processed food. So it's just a cheap chat. I'm just, playing with it, bring in your ear that in rebuilding your gut health, you need more of fiber in your meal. You also need to add fermented food and then less of sugar and then less of ultra processed food. Because when you eat sugar too much, you're feeding your bad gut bacteria. But the fiber, they feed the good gut bacteria. So it's best when you're taking those meals, more of those meals that can feed your good gut bacteria. Yeah. So we can even sing with it because I don't know, singing is always in my. So what I'm talking about is taking care of your guts by taking more of fiber, more of fermented food, less of sugar, less of ultra processed meal, more of fiber, more fermented food, less of sugar, less of ultra processed meal. When you eat fiber, you feed your gut health. When you eat fiber-rich meal, you feed your good gut bacteria. And when you eat more sugar, you feed more the bad good bacteria to yourself, causing and triggering inflammations, mood swing, and other things you do not want. So it's best for you to add more fiber, more of fermented food, less of sugar. So I just made that song now for the sake of this topic, talking about the gut health. Eat more fiber, eat more fermented food. Oh, fiber contains your grains, chia seed, your oats. Yeah. And then less of sugar, less of ultra processed milk. It goes a long way to help. It goes a long way to help your gut health. Yeah, so keep healthy, keep strong, eat healthy, eat smarter. So when I say eat smarter, I'm talking about you being picky and knowing the type of meal you're eating, reducing ultra processed meal, eating more of homely made food. Because that way you know the quantity of what you're adding to your meal. You know the quantity of sugar you're adding to your tea. You know the quantity of sugar you're adding to whatever it is you're taking. You know the quantity of salt you're adding to your food. You just know the right amount of thing you need. So when you eating more of homely prepared meal, it goes a long way to rebuild your gut health. Things that are rich in fiber, things that are those fermented food, because they feed your good gut bacteria. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining the live. So today is just a cheap chat, playing around, talking about how you can fix your gut health, talking about that's the gastrointestinal tract. Yeah, so to fix them is what I've shared in this life, which is taking more fiber, adding more fermented food, reducing your sugar, reducing your ultra processed food intake. Yeah, that way you'll be feeding more of the good gut bacteria. Yeah, because it's good for you to feed your good gut bacteria more in order for you to have a healthy gut. As you can see, my screen is very rich. It's rich with fiber. So you should add this more in your meal. More fiber. Add it more in your meal. It goes a long way to help. It actually goes a long way to help. Yeah. Just like as you're seeing it in the screen, make sure you are eating more of those fiber-rich food. Fermented food is good for your gut health. Very good for your gut health. Reduce your sugar intake, reduce it it cause problems in your body. Yeah. I believe you've learned one or two from this live. If you've not watched my latest video, you should go and watch that video. Go and watch that video. You'll get more regarding this topic. You'll get more of it. It's very short, simple, and effective. Yeah, so ensure you watch it from the beginning to the end, because you know the best information, or the main information is always kept for the last. It's always at the last. So ensure you watch that video from the beginning to the end so that you can get everything, all the truths out of it. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I remain Choma Gloria Ochunogo. And in this channel, mostly I talk about healthy habits. I make them simple in a way you can understand, and ways that you can, habits you can adapt. And then it goes a long way to help you. It's easy, it's simple. I make it simple, easy. And I talk about those habits that are really effective. Very simple, but yet they're very effective. Yeah. So if you've not watched my two last videos, or three of them, you should go watch them, because they are very good for your health. Very simple habits that goes a long way to help. The one I talked about, healthy habit for busy people, you can go watch that one. You'll learn a lot from that. It also talked about why ladies cross leg more than men. Since we as ladies need to know about leg crossing, you should watch that one too. And the last one is the latest video, which I talked about how you can fix your gut, the signs that shows that you have an unhealthy gut, or there's an imbalance in your gut. You should go watch it out also. They're very, very interesting. And also don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Just so whenever I put out these healthy habits made simple, you'll be among those that will be notified. Yeah, because we make it simple. Make it simple for anyone to understand. And we talk about things that are very effective, things that you can try, natural ways, simple habits that you can try, and it will work for you. That's what I talk about here. So stay tuned. Do well to subscribe. Do well to hit the notification bell so that you'll get more of these contents. Yeah. So this live is coming to an end shortly. It's coming to an end because I just came in here to have just a chip chat with you guys regarding my latest video. Yeah, so ensure you keep healthy, ensure you're eating right, ensure you're eating more fiber, ensure you're eating, you're adding fermented food to your meal, ensure you're reducing your intake of sugar, you reducing your intake of ultra processed food. Yeah, because those ones they feed on your bad gut bacteria. So taking more fiber, more fermented food. Yeah, things like your grains, your chai, or oats, they go a long way to improve your gut health. Yeah, so it's very important that you take them. Yeah, so this will bring me to the end of this live. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. Yeah, and also subscribe, hit the notification bell, most importantly. Yeah. So to my next one, I remain Choma Gloria Choma God. Have a great day. Bye bye. we're done with the live. See you again shortly. Mm.